Hello. All right. Hello. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. Hope everyone's feeling okay, and kind of settling back into another. I almost said normal week, but not, nothing's really normal anymore. But I'm happy to have you guys here with me, and happy to keep these little Monday, Wednesday sessions going a little bit longer. And for those of you who I haven't let know yet, I'm going to continue this program for a couple more weeks, and then I am going to be gone for a little while. I'm going to take a little trip, and so I haven't really decided what I'm going to do about live streaming classes during that time. If I'm able to do them, I will. If I'm not able to do them, I won't. But you guys know that all of these things go onto the IGTV, and then they go up onto the YouTube channel as well. So I'm sure you figured that out by now. If you miss it live, you know, there's a whole bunch of content just sitting out there for you. So do things when you want. As of today, or about today, I should say rather, let's get started on what would feel good in our bodies. And I'm thinking we took a little bit slower approach to things Monday, not necessarily super slow, but we did a little bit more focused work on twisting and working on detoxifying. And so today we'll just move through a pretty well-rounded flow sequence, see if we can get a little bit of everything in, a little teeny bit of some balance work, some strengthening work, certainly some time for stretching. I'm going to stick real close to the 45 mark today, though, because I do have to be somewhere at 1. So we'll get underway here. Let's come on back and start in child's pose. And I'm going to let you guys settle in. I'm just going to make sure I have my timer where I can see it. All right. Knees a little bit wider than your hips, big toes together. Stretch your hands out front, and then just bring your chest down, forehead down. Let everything settle in. And start slowing down, not just your physical body, but how you feel energetically today. I'm going to bring the lights up a little bit so I don't have so much shadow around me. Okay, slowing down the process of feeling like you have to be somewhere, do something. There's no task at hand other than focusing on your breath, cultivating a little bit of awareness and mindfulness about what you feel in your body. This is your opportunity to just step out of your day for a few moments. See if you can leave some things just on the shelf for a while. And focus on being as attentive and aware of what's happening in this moment as you can be. Notice how your body feels today without judgment or comparison. Just simply observe. Make a plan for your practice. Are you going to need to push yourself a little today? Are you going to need to modify a little bit and take it a little easier? No right or wrong answer to that question. Just be truthful. When you really start to give yourself what it is that you need in your practice, things really start changing. I think for a lot of us, we do what we think we should do, right? Or what we want to happen. We get a little caught up in that, but it's oftentimes different from what really needs to happen. So take another deep breath here. Just let all of that sink in for a second. Exhale completely. And then when you're ready, from your child's pose, you're just going to lift your chest up a little bit. Let's stretch the left arm through, finding that threaded needle. All you're going to do is just scoop right under your chest here. Right hand can come forward. Relax your cheek, your ear, your jaw. Sink your hips closer to your tailbone. And take 5 full cycles of breath. Imagine sending your exhales all the way out of the body. Every last drop out. As you inhale, pull that breath past your lungs and down to your belly. Feel your belly expand. And then exhale, release. And you can feel there's a little falling effect of the body. Take it back up and switch it out. Other arm comes through. With your free hand, reach forward and then just breathe into that space between your shoulder blades. That's where we're trying to open things up, right in the thoracic spine, mid-back. Knees, toes, feet might start getting a little tingly here. That's okay. It's actually a good compression for the joints. Child's pose is one of the most amazing postures there is. It has all kinds of fantastic benefits. Oftentimes we overlook this posture as a really powerful pose, but it certainly is. Stay right here for 3. 2. Exhale one more time. And 1. All right, unwind slowly. Take both hands forward and then lift yourself up and just bring the knees in. So you've got a little bit more standard position, tabletop pose, knees underneath the hip bones. All 10 fingers spread wide. Press your palms firmly into the mat. And I feel a little bit of rotation there, like your forearms are moving forward toward the sound of my voice. And then round out your spine on your next exhale. We'll just go all the way into a big cat stretch. Really pull your chin into your chest. Lift your navel up and in and just hold this cat for 5, 4, 3. Again, think about getting into the space. Up and underneath the shoulder blades, subscapula. 2 and 1. Drop your belly, inhale. You're going to swing through that cow shape just long enough to tuck your toes and then lift your hips and take it all the way back to downward facing dog. First down dog of the practice. Adjust your stance. Loosen up hips, knees, ankles, whatever needs a little bit of attention. Just take your time and work through it. Then when things are feeling feeling pretty good in this downward facing dog. We're going to shift the weight out. Go ahead and meet me in a high plank. Start warming things up here a little bit. If you ever need to modify a plank, you just drop back to that tabletop pose. Otherwise, we're going to hold plank and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Take it halfway or all the way down, your choice. Chaturanga, elbows stay tight to the ribs, or again, you can drop all the way to your belly or use your knees. Inhale, cobra is a little back bend, right? Everything below your belly button stays on the ground, or up dog is a bigger back bend, just the hands and the tops of the feet touching the mat. Back to downward facing dog, full breath out. And we'll see that again a couple more times, but for now, let's move on. I'm gonna big exhale, excuse me, and walk your hands back to your feet today. So we're gonna take it to the back of the mat. And then just let yourself kind of dangle upside down. I'm gonna shed a layer here really quick. Little ragdoll pose might feel good, grabbing opposite elbows or forearms, or just letting the arms kind of swing around, walking your fingers from one edge of your mat to the other. Little time to loosen up the neck, nod the head yes, shaking no. Okay. We're going to do a completely different type of salutation today. Kind of a mix of a sun salutation, a little bit of a hatha salute. There's a couple moon salute sort of aspects to this as well. So starting at the back of the mat here, you're going to drop right away down into a little crouch and curl position. Hips come down by the heels, belly on the thighs. And if you can keep your palms flat, push into your hands and just round your back completely. Pull your forehead in towards your knees. Then lift your gaze on your inhale. Exhale, hips up high. Fold, grab your ankles, give them a squeeze. Half lift. Ardha Uttanasana, come halfway up. Even if you can do this with your fingertips on the ground, try putting your fingertips on your shins today. Just to remind yourself, collarbones, crown of the head reaching forward, tailbone, sits bones reaching back. Exhale, fold again. Good. Inhale, lift your gaze. Come onto your tippy toes. Exhale, crouch and curl. Forehead in toward the knees. Inhale. Bring your head back up. Exhale, push. Hands and feet into the ground, round the back. Halfway up. Ardha Uttanasana. Let's do that one more time. Exhale, fold deeper. Wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself a full body squeeze. Half lift one more time. Crouch and curl, get low. Inhale, gaze out. Exhale, hips up high. This time we'll add on. Next inhale, roll, stack, or rise. All the way up to stand. Eventually we'll bring the arms up overhead. Good. Make a steeple grip there. That's interlacing the fingers except for the pointers and the thumbs. You leave those two out. Stretch all the way up as long as you can be. And then tick-tock the body. It does not matter which way you go. Just back and forth a couple times, but you're keeping the inner thighs squeezing, the legs together. Feel how your feet react. And try to keep all 10 toes, all points of the foot connected. Inner arch, outer arch, ball mound in the heel. Good. One more time, side to side. Just a little bit of lateral flexion work for the spine. And then back up. Hands come around to find your hips. Support yourself, soften your knees, take a little baby back bend. And exhale, fold all the way back down. Inhale, lengthen to your fingertips. Good. On the exhale, we'll walk it all the way out to a plank. Now, if you don't like the vinyasa, you don't have to do it. You can just hold the plank. Otherwise, we'll go halfway or all the way. Chaturanga Dandasana, inhale, cobra or up dog. Remember the difference between the two. And back to downward facing dog. Full breath in. On the exhalation, look forward. Just your right foot steps through your hands. Back knee comes down. Arms sweep all the way up. It's a low crescent lunge or kneeling lunge position. Good. Even though your inner thighs are apart, squeeze them together. If you know what I mean, right? Engage. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. All those low belly muscles come into life here to help stabilize. Hands come down to the mat. Back to downward facing dog. Exhale completely. Drop to your knees. Half camel is next. And a half camel variation, I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see this. We've done it several times before. It's kind of my new favorite pose. Hands go behind you on the ground. And then you just lift your hips up off your heels. Drop your head back as much as it feels good. And stretch right down your quads to your knees. 3. It's a much bigger heart opener than camel, really, if you think about it, because you really are going across your heart center. Camel tends to get lost in back bend territory, which is slightly different than heart opening. Good. Drop your hips down, rock yourself forward to your hands and knees, tuck your toes, take it back to downward facing dog again. Left foot forward on your next exhale, step through, find your lunge. Arms come back up, opposite side of the lunge here. Good. Give me a second to make a little wardrobe adjustment. There we go. Palms pressing up, breathe in. Exhale, hands down. Take it to down dog again. We're not going to drag this foot. We're going to use the strength of the core to lift it and take it back. So it shouldn't make a sound, right? Press it back, good. Once again, to your knees. Sweep the hands behind. Lift the heart up, chest up, head drops back. And exhale, lower. Hips to heels. Rock it forward. Remember your cat back. This time when you land on all fours, round the spine. Chin in, navel up. Inhale, drop through cow. Tilt your tailbone, lift your chin, tuck your toes. Now send that tailbone to the sky. Neutral spine and downward facing dog. You feel the difference, right? Neutral right between. No arching, no rounding. Perfect opportunity to reset the breath, the body, the mind. Let's do it a couple more times. We're going to start flowing now. To the back of your mat. Walk your hands to your feet. Swing your toes and heels together as you inhale, lengthen, come on up. Exhale, fold. Lift the gaze, onto the tiptoes, squeeze, crouch and curl, forehead to the knees, please. Inhale, gaze comes up again. Exhale, push into your forward fold. Hands and feet strong, pressing into the ground. Reverse and rise. Take it all the way up to the top. Lock up your fingers. Good. Tick-tock back and forth for 5, 4. Really push the hips out. 3, 2. And if you want to go slower or you just want to hold, that's okay too. On 1, we're back through the middle to lengthen, and we dive on the fold. Exhale. Half lift again. One more time, crouch and curl, get low, squeeze. Gaze comes up. Exhale, release to the fold one last time. This time we'll lengthen to the fingertips, walk it out to high plank. When you get to the top of your push-up, you can take an extra breath to prepare, or if you're ready, just go. Exhale down. Up dog or cobra, lift through. Beautiful. From your core, take it back. Downward facing dog. Left foot first this time. Step through, crescent lunge. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands come back down. Pick that foot up, don't drag it, to downward facing dog. Drop to your knees. Inhale, hips on the heels. Exhale, push. Heart center lifts. Pick up those hips. And slowly lower back down. Rock it forward, hands and knees. Tuck the toes, down dog, and exhale completely. Gaze forward as you breathe in. Right foot steps through on the breath out. We lower to the back knee. Come back up on another inhale. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands down. Downward facing dog. Use the strength of your core. Lower to the knees again. Swing it back just to push it up. Lower down, and this time you land in cat. Round it out. Drop the belly, tilt the tail, breathe in. Curl the toes, exhale, neutral spine. Downward facing dog. Hands walk right away to the back. We keep going. We'll add a few things on this time. Swing the toes and heels together and fold. Inhale, reverse and rise. Take it all the way up to stand. Side to side, maybe just once or twice here. Back through the middle. And fold back down. Half lift and lengthen. Now just once this time, we're crouching and curling, and if you want, instead of just holding the curl, you can practice your toe stand. Stay high on the tippy toes, bring your hands to your heart center, push your kneecaps forward, bring your shoulder blades back like you're against a wall. Squeeze your thighs together and lift your hips about an inch off your heels and build some strength. If you're an arm balance person, work on your Bakasana here. Perfect position to put the hands out in front of you a little ways. Give yourself some space. Don't start too close or you'll have nowhere to go. Hands out in front, hips up. Aim your knees for your armpits, even if they don't make it there. Elbows tuck in toward the shins. You build yourself a little shelf and you work from there. 1 foot or 2. If you're just holding crouch and curl, good for you. That's probably what you need today. So stick with it and breathe. 3, 2, toe stands and crows. Come on down. And 1, lift your gaze. Take your forward fold. Inhale to the fingertips, walk it out. High plank and exhale, lower or stay put. Chaturanga, up dog, cobra, lift. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Right foot steps through, lower to the back knee. Arms reach up on the inhale, keep that low kneeling lunge. Adding on, exhale, hands come down. Press back, flex the front toes, take a dive over your front shin, Ardha Hanumanasana. Breathe with me here. 3, 2, and 1. Shift your weight back into your front foot. This time come off your back knee as well. High lunge. We'll finally take it up off the ground. Palms pressing overhead, adding a little bit of a back bend. 3, 2, and 1. Hands take it down to the mat. Don't drag that right foot without a sound. Pick it up and take it back. Drop to the knees. Now, if you like half camel that we've been doing, stick with it. If you want to come up onto your knees, take a bigger back bend in camel pose, go for it. If you don't want to do either of those things, you can still sit back on your heels, maybe put your hands behind you, and then lift your knees and keep your hips and heels connected, and you'll get this big stretch on your ankles and the tops of your feet. That's another third option. Good. Whatever you're doing, release it. Rock it back through tabletop and take it to down dog. Start left foot forward on your next breath out. Deep lunge, arms up. Hands down on the exhale. Press back, flex. Left toes toward the nose, chin toward the shin on the exhale. Breathe with me here. 3, 2, and 1. Weight shifts forward. As we come back, now we'll take it up off the ground. Right knee lifts. High lunge, full Anjaneyasana. Still got the shoulders and hips stacked up. Good. If you take a look down, left knee right over the ankle, right heel is anchored to the wall behind you. Palms press if you can get them together. Look up for your thumbs. Little bit of a back bend. 3, 2, 1. Take it back down. Good. Pick that foot up. Back to downward facing dog. Once again, to your knees. Maybe you go full camel Ustrasana, maybe half camel. Maybe you're just rocking back on this round and doing the lifting of the knees. Big stretch. It's one of my favorite simple little poses for the feet. And this time of year, we've been so lucky that we really haven't had too much nasty weather to deal with, but in the coming months ahead, it's really important to strengthen your ankles, your feet, you know, so that not every tiny little mishap has to be a gigantic ordeal, right? Take it forward. Exhale, cat stretch. Drop the belly, inhale. Tuck the toes and lift it up and back, downward facing dog. We got one last time and we're gonna add on again. We'll get the full flow and then we'll take that through one time before we slow things down. So here we go, to the back of the mat. Swing the toes and heels together. Inhale, lengthen. Crouch and curl or crow pose, toe stand, whatever you want to do. Really just give it a breath cycle or two. And then release it. Reverse and rise right up to the top. Steeple grip the hands, or maybe you want to go deeper. Take a wrist or an elbow and pull that side stretch even further. Just one of each now. Side to side. Back around. I might add a little chest expansion here. You're welcome to join me. Interlacing the fingers. And then just holding that bind of the hands as you dive down. If you're going to go for a toe stand, I challenge you here to not release this hand position. Take your gaze forward. Try to go into your toe stand with your hands behind you. Requires a lot of strength. Otherwise, second round of crouch and curl or crow for 2 and 1. Take it down, release to a forward fold completely. Gaze forward, walk it out. High plank inhale, stay there if you want to. Lower if you need to, whatever you want to do. You can still find up dog from a plank, right? And push back, downward facing dog. Right foot, let's change. Let's go left foot first this time. Left foot through. Lunges low, we know the first part. Arms up, 1 breath. Hands down, 1 breath. Press back, 1 breath. Dive over the shin, 1 breath. Inhale forward. Find the lunge, come up off the ground. Exhale to push yourself into this pose and then pause on the inhale, arms come up. Good. Sweep the hands back. Here's our add-on. We're going to lean out, pull the low belly muscles up and in, spin your back heel flat, and wind it open to warrior 2. Sink a little bit deeper into a strong warrior pose here. Hold that for 3, 2, 1. Reverse. Take it up and back. Gaze down at your back foot today rather than up at your top hand. I always like to remind people just changing the gaze can really help you relax your neck, and you'll probably be able to go a little deeper into the pose. Next big exhale. We'll take it to side angle, elbow to the knee, or fingertips to the ground, however you like to do it. If you're reaching for the ground, Ashtanga style would say, and that's my background, put your hand on the outside. Vinyasa style would say put your hand on the inside. It makes no difference to me. If you go inside, you can kind of use your elbow to help you open that knee back up. If you go outside, you think about trying to just pull the outer knee to touch the elbow, and either way, it's a good reminder. Top arm can reach over or up, Hold. Nice long extension through the right side body. 3, 2, 1. Pivot down to the top of a push-up. Take that left foot back. Meet me in plank. Vinyasa with me here. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. To the knees. Your variation. Camel, half camel, hero, ankle stretch, whatever you want to do, child's pose. And then you land. Back on all fours. For the other side, we're set. We take it to down dog. Right foot steps through. Lunges low on the first breath. There's inhale, 1. Exhale, 2. Hands come down. 3, we breathe in, send the hips back. On 4, we take a dive. Down over the right shin. 5, move forward. Take it up to a high lunge. 6, hands sweep back. 7, we drop the heel, wind it open. Find your warrior 2, sink a little bit deeper. 8, stretch it up and back. Full breath. Reverse warrior. Gaze down at the back foot. Give it an extra cycle here. 9, we move to side angle pose. Remember, you got options inside, outside, or elbow on the knee. All of them are fine, as long as the left side of your body is nice and long. 2, and 1. On 10, hands come down, take it to plank, or skip it and go to down dog. And then we're just gonna flow that last part one time, right here, right away. Don't think too hard about it. Lift your right foot up. How about a knee to the nose just for the hell of it? Inhale, take it through. Step into your lunge. It's 10 movements. Here's 1, arms up, low lunge. 2, hands down. 3, press back. 4, dive. 5, move and rise. 6, sweep the hands. 7, drop the heel, take it to warrior 2. Find that posture first. 8, reverse it. 9, Parshvakonasana, side angle. 10, high plank. And we move through. Almost there, one side to go. Let's do it. Left leg up, give it a breath. 1 knee to the nose. Kick it back up, and we'll start our count from here. On 1, we're in a low lunge. 2, we take the hands down. 3, prep for the stretch. 4, add the fold. 5, shift all the way to high lunge and rise. Lots of movement on that one. 6, hands back. Sweep, good. On 7, drop the back heel. Wind it open, there's your warrior 2 position. Even though legs are apart, again, engage and pull up through the inner thighs. Take it back. 8th position was our reverse warrior. Remember that we're pulling the low belly in nice and tight. Take the gaze to your back foot. 9, side angle. Stretch out long, breathe, look for your fingertips. And 10, we're back to that high plank position. Final vinyasa of the class, right there. Beautiful. All the way to your down dog. And then jump, step, walk, or hop through to a seat. Bring the bottoms of your feet together. Baddha Konasana. Slowing everything back down. So going from all of that movement, all of that sort of directed focus, vinyasa work, right? And if you've never heard this before or no teacher's ever explained this to you, remember that vinyasa doesn't actually mean like flow class. That's that's what we think it means in the West. We also think it means doing chaturanga, up dog, down dog, because those three postures together have been nicknamed a vinyasa. But the word vinyasa, just a little Sanskrit vocab class here at the end for you while you keep stretching. If you need more, walk your hip bones in, go a little bit deeper, just try to get into your low back, is a combination of two words, just so you know. The first Sanskrit word is vi, just vi. That word, vi, it means to place or to put. It's like a prefix, essentially. And then nyasa, the second part of the word, if you are a dedicated Sanskrit speaker, you will try to touch your tongue to the roof of your mouth when you make the end sound. Nya, nya. My teacher Cheryl would always say, think about like the Three Stooges. Nya, 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 right? That sound. Nyasa. N-Y-S-A. That's not a sound we hear in English. Rarely. Very, very rare do those two come up next to each other. So, vinyasa. Vinyasa. All swung together. Vinyasa. Second part of the word means with intention. So we have to place or to put with intention or in an intentional way. That's what the word means. So it really is just referring to the fact that this is a movement or a process, or really doesn't have to do with movement at all. It can have to do with your mindfulness, your meditation practice, but as long as what you are doing has been placed in an intentional way. And we translate this as practitioners of physical asana, you know, the work of actually doing postures, to really mean placing the breath, putting the breath in a way that matches the movement, right? So this is what sets things apart, or makes yoga special, is that it's not like other types of exercise where someone is asking you to do all these things with your body. Come on up for a second. Let's do the counter posture, or kind of the fraternal twin of Baddha Konasana, and that's Upadishta Konasana, seated straddle. If you can reach your feet, great. If you can't, just put your hands out here in the middle. Make sure that you feel supported, but keep your bandhas engaged. So it's not just like other exercise where you're making all kinds of movement with your body and you're just sort of flailing around, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just different, right? And yoga asks you to really, really, really pay attention, to place things in a way that makes sense for your breath and your body together. And when your body can start to process this connection, that's when things get so much easier. I cannot tell you the amount of people that have told me, when I finally figured out how to breathe, my yoga practice got unbelievably easier. And that is true, and it will always be true. So working on the breath first, and really learning how to stay in control of your breathing, not just in your yoga practice, but at any point in your life, is always going to serve you. It's always going to make you stronger. Mentally, physically, spiritually. You'll be surprised what you can breathe through. I mean, right? Women give birth every day. There's the proof, you know, human beings coming into this world is proof of breath alone. All right, come on up. Slowly, let's swing the legs together. We're just going to take it down onto the back, put a pretty simple little twisting end onto this bad boy, and call it a day. So lower down with me when you get onto your back. Give your knees a good squeeze. First time we've been on our back. So just feel that for a second. How nice it is to relax your spine, and your shoulder blades, and your tailbone. And then just let your knees fall over to one side. You can pick which way you want to go. Let your gaze maybe move a little bit to the opposite direction, and then just keep breathing. Five big exhales here. Really starting to just let your guard back down a little bit. Good. You can go ahead and take it back through center anytime you're ready. And you just relax the other way. My stomach is growling really loud right now. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Anyway, inhale back. And then maybe just one last little happy baby, knee squeeze, whatever you need to get comfortable. Grab anything else that you might want nearby, or just something to make you feel a little bit cozier. If you have some props that you want to involve in your Shavasana today, it's always nice to have a little pillow under your knees or your shoulders. Take all the time you need and then just get settled in. When you do find that comfortable resting place, remember that you no longer have to control your breathing, so you can let all of that go. I'm going to get you guys settled in there and trust that you will stay for at least a few minutes, 2 minimum, 5 if you've got it. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been still donating and helping out the studio. It is appreciated more than you'll know. This has been particularly tough row to hoe in terms of trying to do what's right for everybody, right? You know, that's what we all want. But thank you for the support is what I'm trying to say. Have a great day. I don't mean to drop a class on you and run, but I do have to go today. So I'll see you very soon. We'll be back at it again on Monday, and I'll keep you guys posted about what else might be coming in terms of online classes. Adios. Namaste.